It's the sauce for AEW Dynamite May 5th, Blood and Guts. Oh my God, this was great. This show was awesome. Alright, full disclaimer, okay? I have to be technical about this stuff. Everything tonight was Full Metal Sauce Jacket. Everything had sauce, so if I don't yell sauce, that don't mean it didn't have it. So we're gonna start off with a bang, right? We got a hell of a match. Kenny Omega and Nakasawa versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Don Callis, and he comes out and tells us, oh, Kenny Omega ain't here tonight, so it's just Nakasawa versus them two. Line though. Kenny Omega jumps Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley as they're coming to the ring with his belt. Once this match gets going though, it's awesome. One time, we get a battle with the chops as Kenny and Eddie start trading them off. At one point, I was like, Kenny Omega's just letting dude take a beating, right? And then Kenny just abandons him. Alright, after that, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston finish Nakasawa off, and they're celebrating. After that though, we see the Young Bucks come out. And they got Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston distracted, so the next thing you know, the Good Brothers coming up behind them and pummeling them. After that, we see the Bullet Club pretty much just beat down Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Omega hit the one-winged angel. Next match, we get QT Marshall versus my favorite wrestler, Cody. Cody starts this one off gate running straight at QT Marshall without even hesitating. Cody goes to hit QT with his belt, but is stopped. Then QT is able to hit Cody with his belt, and I was like, good job, ref. Cody does get the momentum going back his way, but QT stays with him, right? He hits a double underhook suplex off the top rope. Well, after that, QT and Arn Anderson are outside the ring, and they start going at it, and Arn Anderson gets himself ejected from ringside. The match is mad competitive, for real. Both guys are getting near falls off everything. There's even this awesome spot where they're both reversing each other's tombstone pile drivers one after the other, but Cody does prevail in that and plants QT Marshall. Down, right? And QT, it's 1-2, and he kicks out. Cody then hits Crossroads, right? And it's 1-2, kick out. Then Cody locks in the figure four, right? And he's bleeding for some reason, and that makes QT Marshall give up. Well, while Cody is like, yeah, I won, Anthony Ogogo comes up out of nowhere and gives him one of those haymaker gut punches we keep seeing. It was dirty. Like the whole thing was just it. Next we get Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page cutting a promo together. It's awesome. Scorpio tells Sting he's the franchise now, and then he calls him something a man should never call another man unless he's looking for a problem. Then Ethan Page starts in on Darby Allin, right? And out of nowhere Darby shows up like, nah, you ain't talking trash. It don't go too well for Darby, unfortunately though. He ends up taking a mean spill down some concrete step. And that's bad news for something you're going to find out later on tonight. So it's back to the ring. We got Britt Baker versus Julia Hart. And no, she's not one of those Harts. And it don't take long, but Britt Baker makes short work of this girl. It's still good stuff though. Alright, this was actually awesome. It's a 4-way tag match. Varsity Blondes versus Jurassic Express versus SCU versus The Acclaimed. Winner gets a shot at the tag team titles next week against the Young Bucks. Yo, Platinum Max Caster killed it again as always. His intros is the best. He killed everybody in the ring and the Young Bucks. It was, as it always is, epic. And the match started off with some high-class technical wrestling. After that first tag, though, it like degenerated into a everybody fight. But once they reestablish order, Luchasaurus starts dominating. And incredibly, I mean this in the best way, Brian Pillman even got a couple of near falls. I was like, what? Oh, and I was like, they got me. But I gotta tell you, in awesome fashion, SCU, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, they nailed that BME. Also, I love the BME. And they pick up the win. That was incredible. Next, there was an awesome video package, right? About the upcoming New Japan United States Championship match between the champion Jon Moxley and the challenger Yuji Nagata. I actually cover Yuji Nagata in another one of my videos, the 10 greatest IWGP heavyweight champions of all time. Check that out. Oh man, this was it. This was it right here. Kenny Omega and Tony Schiavone are out to make an announcement. Pac versus Orange Cassidy #1 contenders match. Well, immediately, Kenny Omega starts running that mouth, right? And Orange Cassidy comes out, and it's the biggest pop of the night. Kenny starts downplaying, like, immediately. He's like, dude, you still in my gimmick. And then takes Orange Cassidy's shades. With his permission, of course. Kenny puts Orange's shades on Nakasawa and is like, they're ours now, aight? He talks some trash, and then he just walks off. And man, I wanted Orange Cassidy to just like nail him right there, just drop him. And then there's another huge announcement. Miro versus Darby Allin next week for the title. It's gonna be epic. Remember what I told you about Darby though earlier? During all this, Miro cuts an awesome promo. I was like, whoa, just whoa. Alright, blood and guts match, y'all. I've been waiting on this. Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. I'm ready. So we get the rules for the match, and when you know it, it's the old War Games rules. Who'd have thought? Energy for this match is incredible. And it's going to be Sammy Guevara starting off against Dax Harwood, and Sammy comes with it. These guys go to fighting like all get out, and Dax is busted open early. And we're seeing some awesome stuff. Next in is Shawn Spears, right? And he bringing a chair with him, and he starts off, he grounds Sammy Guevara flying around and whatnot. So Dax and Shawn are just laying into Sammy, but then Ortiz is in the match, and he brings a chair with him, and he's just vicious with it. See Sammy and Shawn, they fighting on the top ropes, and then Sammy nails this awesome flip slam off the top on Shawn. It was beautiful. So Cash Wheeler comes in next, and he flies in and takes Ortiz down a notch, and then you see Shawn and all them pummeling on Sammy. Santana's in next, right? But he's actually mad, and he comes in throwing everybody around. He's like a one-man wrecking ball. The action in this match, right? The action in this match is just perfect. Wardlow's in during picture-in-picture, and he takes out Sammy, Ortiz, and Santana all at the same time. Just the bodies fly every which way. Well, after Wardlow annihilates everybody, Jake Hager's in, and you see him take out everybody from the Pinnacle. And then Jake Hager and Wardlow see each other, and they come at each other exchanging blows. It is grisly. Alright, after that, MJF makes his entrance to the ring to a shower of boos. And that classic chant from the Attitude Era. And while he's in there, he don't do that much, but it is pretty rough for the Inner Circle. Well, as Jericho enters the ring, everybody takes their side. Like 5 guys over here and 5 guys over there. It's a 5-on-5 lineup. And then they charge. And there's a lot of blood, because there's been a lot of violence. Like, everybody in the Pinnacle is bleeding pretty good. Now, during the last picture-in-picture break, we seen Tully take the keys from the ref, right? And let MJF out the cage. Alright, so he runs out and climbs to the top. And sure enough, Jericho comes after him and follows him up. On top of the cage, and Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho. And it looked like MJF was about to tap, for real. But he nails a low blow, and it gets Jericho off. Then MJF locks in a Fujiwara armbar, and I was like, no, not like this. Not like this. Please, not like this. But Jericho don't tap. Then MJF puts on his Dynamite diamond ring he had hidden, and he nails Chris Jericho right in the face with it, right? Knocks him out. He's busted open, and he's out on his feet. MJF's got him, right? He's got him over the edge of the cage. And he's yelling at the Inner Circle, yo, surrender or throw him off. And then you hear Sammy Guevara surrender, and I was like, no, man, don't. I booked you strong in Impact. And after the win, after the Inner Circle is surrendered, MJF, in true heel fashion, threw Chris Jericho off the top of the cage anyway. Like, legit, MJF is the top heel in wrestling, like as of right now. I'm calling it. Alright, so tonight was perfection. Just nailed it out the park. The whole show. Just dynamite, blood and guts, sauce. So as always, thank you for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm Walt, the most gangster nerd on YouTube. Feel free to click that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And hey, I'll be seeing you soon enough.